Winnie, maybe just thoughts on China and, thoughts on positioning for the rest of the year. What's going to drive returns? What are some of the themes that you think will drive returns, et cetera?
Sure. Yeah. I think if I were to just look back in terms of the year-to-date performance in the equity space in China, we've actually started the year with a very narrow rally. So if you look at even the first 5 months, we had just a handful of stocks: Alibaba, Tencent, Xiaomi, BYD. These four stocks actually drove close to half of the overall absolute performance of the market. So it's been very narrow. But what's encouraging is over the last couple of months, we've seen this rally actually broaden out a little bit. So materials, financials, healthcare, for example, they've all started to pick up in terms of overall performance. And I think this is certainly a great thing. It's great to see more parts of our portfolio actually be able to benefit from this broad-based rally in China. A couple of observations that we want to also we've been looking at this moment and monitoring. One, which is the Asia market performance. It's lagged Hong Kong for quite a period of time, but in more recent months, we've actually seen that there has been some interesting inflection. So we're keeping our eye out to see if there's opportunities there, just given how much the Asia market has also pulled back. I think the CSI 300 trades in sort of your mid-teens PE range, which is a lot more reasonable than it's ever been before. And likewise, in some of the small mid-cap opportunities, the small mid-cap space has actually underperformed the all-cap space for also an extended period of time, but has seen a bit of a recovery. So also looking there to see if there's a potential, opportunities, and happy to report more if there are in the coming quarters. The other couple of observations that I do see for China that I expect to perhaps go on for the rest of the year includes, this reassessment of China as a market, if you will, given some of the, January highlights we got from DeepSeek. We increasingly saw some of China's efforts in EV cars, for example, in producing really quality IP. We've seen biotechs also come up with their own DeepSeek moment and be able to deliver some really strong clinical data. So all these have resulted in just global investors' reassessment, if you will, of where China sits in their portfolio, and just to rethink that underweight. We've seen more encouraging flows this year, we believe, as a result of some of this reassessment, if you will. And then I was just in Asia not too long ago, and just being in Asia, being in Hong Kong, I think from a sentiments perspective, it certainly has picked up a bit. And I think that also coincides with some of the very vibrant IPO activity that we're seeing in Hong Kong. So in the first time in a long time, we've seen the IPO market actually start to do very well. Just to give you some numbers, I think as of the end of May, we had more than 100 billion Hong Kong dollars actually being raised, which is 7x of an increase from a year ago. So it's very prominent in terms of the IPO flows, both from a dual listed perspective, because A-shares are trying to get listed into Hong Kong, but also in the small mid-cap space, there's more companies that are coming to the market. And lastly, I continue to watch for just EPS growth revisions, in China. As I've sort of mentioned, I continue to expect this broadening of just growth coming from various different sectors. And when that happens, the hope is that just the overall market performance will follow suit.